Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is Legally Cute, and we have our Frost Fatale's Cute show tonight. I am still not Cutie-Roo. I am still filling in. We have VVVVVV here as our second game, and we've got a new cast of runners and commentary, so I'll hand it over to them.
Hey everybody, my name is March TV, and I'm going to be doing commentary for this wonderful VVVVVV speedrun glitchless between Metroid Crime and IndyVillain. Metroid, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Metroid Crime. I love this game so much. You may have seen me run it at Frost Fatales and other Hotfix shows, and I'm so happy here to be racing against my racing partner, IndyVillain.
Hi everyone, I'm also happy to be here. Yeah, this is going to be a good race. We race all the time, and we're always really, really close, so we'll see who wins.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready for a countdown?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. From 3 and on, go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Perfect.
All right, good luck to both runners. So this is VVVVVV. This is a platformer from 2010, kind of made to look like a Atari-style game, as you can see, but quite modern. It's very simple controls, just left, right, and flip. So flip is going to reverse our gravity and basically make it so we'll walk on the ceiling and walk on the floor. That's it for controls. But this is a very challenging game, still very technical. And right at the start, both players getting the very first cycle. So this is a very heavy cycle-based game. You'll see all these moving objects that we have to avoid. And they're always on set patterns when you enter the room. So a lot of them have very, very tight, difficult patterns to get through quickly. So right out of the gate, that traffic jam one is actually one of the harder ones, and you lose like 3 or 4 seconds if you get it wrong. So Crime showing a little bit of early nerves there, slipping off the platform. So this game does have kind of icy physics. You don't immediately go full speed, and you don't immediately stop either. So it can be quite difficult to control, and it's very easy to just go a little bit too far and hit a spike, and there's lots and lots and lots of spikes. So that is Indy getting out of the Space Station 1 and rescuing Violet, although some might argue that Violet is rescuing Viridian. That's us, Captain Viridian. And Absolutely. Crime is through too. So yeah, basically there's 6 crew members, counting ourselves. We're all scattered throughout this dimension. It's our job to go rescue everybody. One of the cool things about this game is that there's 4 levels that you can kind of choose from when you leave the ship. And because they're all open at the start, you can pick which levels you want to run. So both runners are going to be heading straight to Space Station 2, which is generally regarded as the hardest level in the game, because if you're speedrunning, why not put the hardest barriers right up front? Every level, so now they're kind of in the overworld. They're just flying through space, making their way to the level itself. You can see Indy's entering, and Crime is right behind. Still very, very close. This game, so much can go wrong, so much can lose time. It's not over until it's absolutely over. So Indy just grabbed the first shiny trinket. The shiny trinkets are, they're like bonuses. You won't see them collect too many. That one just happens to be faster than going the regular route. Yeah, you can see one of the main gimmicks of this level is that we have these conveyors, and the conveyors will either make you go faster, make you go slower, and with the aforementioned kind of slightly ice physics, it can be quite difficult to navigate. The Lies room is where Indy is right now. That's kind of a tricky section. Got through it, no problem.
Ooh, it didn't quite get cloud skip. Nope.
Yep, that's it's a tricky, a very, very tight buffered flip.
Ooh, I got
Crime
it.
got it though. That'll put her back in contention for sure. Indy is still a little bit ahead, at least on my screen. But these runners are neck and neck right now. So yeah, one thing about this game, some interesting tech, is that if you hold the flip button down, unfortunate death there from Crime, just barely clipped the spike. That unfortunately I put her behind a cycle. But so with the flip button, basically, you can press the flip button before you hit the ground, and that death
Venga Boss.
Indy, yeah.
The the front of Venga Boss.
I've never seen
I
that
just
one
ran
before.
straight
Wow.
into it. That was so bad.
Giving me time to catch up, though,
Yeah,
so thank you.
Certainly,
Appreciate it.
absolutely. No problem. No problem.
So they can buffer the flips, so you can do like a frame perfect flip, which does make some of these rooms quite a bit easier. You'll also notice that we have these checkpoints that are kind of all over the place, but if we want to go fast, obviously sometimes we don't want to go out of our way and touch them. So it's always kind of a risk reward. Do you want to shave half a second off, but risk adding quite a bit more time if you fail? So there, both runners have saved Vitillary. He's our yellow guy who's named after egg yolks. I guess it's a scientific term for egg yolks. And now both runners are heading to the tower. So the tower is an auto-scroller. And so you might wonder why it's coming second. The main reason is that so after you complete your second level, there's an intermission level, and who comes along with you to that level is determined by the last level that you beat. So if we beat the tower, we'll bring Vermilion with us to the next level, and Vermilion has the least amount of dialogue, so he's the fastest guy to bring along. Despite this being an auto-scroller, there is some speed tech to it. You'll see some death boosting here. There you saw one from Indy. You'll see there's 6 of them that are human viable. There's a 7th that the task does, but you won't be seeing that here today. I don't think any humans do that. So basically, this abuses the fact that the camera wants to catch up to your respawn position. And so if you just barely grab the checkpoint as soon as you can, you'll die, but the camera will scooch forward. And you have to be very precise with it, because A, you can be too early and then you die and lose a lot of time. And you can also be too late, because the death does add a little bit of time. Like you can see how the screen sort of freezes after each death. So to make it really save time, you really got to be on the cutting edge of grabbing that checkpoint. So Indy's pretty much cleared the death boosting section. Crime as well. So if we have any announcements or donations or anything like that, this is a perfect time for them.
Well, I've got unfortunately no donations. However,
I'm just so used to it.
So used to it.
That's right.
We've raced this game twice before at events. Indy has won both of them, so I was hoping to win this one, but he seems to be significantly ahead of me at the moment.
I wouldn't
So
say
It's not significant.
It's strong. That's a strong word.
Yeah, I'm going for top route in this next level, and if I don't get a first try, we're caught up. So
Yeah.
okay.
So with this level, basically, so we have Vermilion here who doesn't talk a lot, which is good. He will come towards Viridian when Viridian's feet are on the ground, and he'll stay put when Viridian's on the ceiling. So we have to carefully guide Vermilion through these obstacles, make sure he doesn't touch any moving objects or any spikes. He does have the same slippery ice physics as Viridian, so you have to be careful, like right here, for instance, not to go too fast or he'll fly off and die, and then you have to start the room over. Indy's going to be going for this top route here. In this section, he's going to... Ooh, he already fell once. He's going to go for it again.
one more try. Nope. Okay.
Oh,
Bottom route it is. Bottom route it is.
Going for bottom route. So you can kind of skip this whole part here where you bring Vermilion over slowly like that. It's a very, very challenging trick, though. It was a pretty big risk going for that, and Indy still is in the lead, but since Crime did not go for the top route, she's right on his heels right now. So
Yeah, it was a risk-reward decision there. If I had hit it first time, I would have been significantly ahead.
yeah. I don't know how many seconds that saves.
About
I think it's around
5.5 to
8.
6, I think.
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, it's a lot, because it saves you having to go all the way back out. You just go straight there, basically.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was going. I'm going to Warp Zone.
Warp Zone time.
So as Indy said, we're heading now to Warp Zone, which you could kind of think of as the second most difficult of the 4 choose-your-own levels. Are we saying hi to Vermilion? I guess not, huh?
I will say hi to Vermilion. Listen, Vermilion did a great job today. Hey, Vermilion, thank you for your help.
He's all right.
So as the name implies, warp zone, you're going to see a lot of warping, and you can already see they're not actually in the level proper yet, but you can already see there's a lot of warping going on, a lot of interesting level wrapping mechanics. As they get into the level proper, there'll start to be some like kind of asteroid screen wrapping mechanics, but it'll be kind of playfully inconsistent, where sometimes the screen will wrap and sometimes it'll take you to the next area. So they just have to navigate this little maze here, and then now they're coming into the warp zone itself. A lot of tough cycles in this one. We'll see how these go. Hopefully nothing too crazy, but we'll see. So you can see now the screen's kind of wrapping there for Indy. Now a lot of wrapping, a lot of popping out on various sides, but then once we go off the top of this level, then we'll proceed onwards. Ooh, a little death there
That took
from Indy.
one too many steps there on the top platform.
And that room that Indy was just in is a buffered room, so you hold right, you buffer the flip, and you're through no problem, which is very, very nice. And he's onto the boo room, of course, what everyone calls that. And
Yes.
you'll also see some patterns in this game where the objects move just a little bit faster, just a little bit slower than your fall rate. Kind of some foreshadowing to what's coming up next, but they can be very difficult because you have to make a decision what to do. Very nice cycles there from Indy. And very nice cycles from Crime. Those heart rooms with the broken hearts and those are nasty.
Yeah.
Very, very
Okay.
nasty. And
Really
things-
glad neither of us got stuck there.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too. I was kind of hoping you might, because then I could catch up. But you know, we're going into the gravitron, so
Yeah. Anything can happen in the Gravitron.
So now entering the Gravitron. So the Gravitron, this is one of the most infamous parts in this entire game. Basically, so there's this little bouncing mechanic where you touch this line and it flips you, which we haven't actually discovered the level that contains this yet. But basically, we're going to bounce here. We have to survive for 60 seconds. Every 5 seconds will be a checkpoint. The blocks come out in kind of a pattern, but they are also random. You can kind of see what I mean, like they're coming from the left, one at a time, and they'll come from the right one at a time. But when things get really chaotic, we'll be at the 30-second mark. So both runners, nice and steady, making their way on through. These can definitely still catch you in this part, but I think the 30 seconds. So now, Indy's in the 30-second, they're coming from both sides, basically purely random at this point. Both runners having very good gravitrons so far. I don't want to jinx it though. Indy is past the 20-second mark. Pretty quick death there from Crime. If you die and you're close to the 25-second mark, it's not so bad.
the
if you
pattern's
die,
a little bad. But
yeah, having some very rough patterns here. But we're past the 20-second mark there. Oh, that was kind of a late death. Yeah, so if you were almost at a checkpoint and you die, you lose a bunch of time. This room is absolutely infamous for killing runs because, as you can see, it's basically a whole different game. In the last 5 seconds for Crime, Indy is out. Oh, that was unfortunate. But
unfortunate, yeah.
still very, very quick death, though. And if you die after the timer runs out, you are still fine, so you just keep on through. So Indy is heading off to Lab now. Lab is generally regarded as the easiest level in the game.
And the best.
And the best.
Best level also, yeah.
Has the
I'm a little
Come on.
biased.
Yeah.
second best music in the game. That's very, very good music. This whole game has excellent music. It's kind of renowned for having a great soundtrack. So this is where the line mechanic is first introduced. They kind of assume that this would be the first level because it's like straight south of the spaceship. So most players will naturally find it pretty quickly as they explore the world. But since it's easy, we want to save it for last. So this is the same level, the same little flipping mechanic that you get from in the Gravitron. So generally speaking, not too bad. Both players zipping on through. There are a couple tight tricks here and there.
I missed it. I missed it.
You missed your trick?
No, the coyote jump, I had to go back for it.
Oh.
Yeah, so speaking of, coyote jumps are a mechanic that exists in a few different games. Basically what that means is that you have like a couple pixels or a couple frames after leaving a platform where you can still flip. So the runners have been using that. It's a very subtle technique, but it can really help. You can see how Crime just flew right through that cycle room there because of that coyote flip helped her line up the cycle properly and enter the room in the right spot. So both runners very, very close. Victoria's saved by Indy and Victoria's saved by Crime. There's just they're one cutscene apart right now, basically. And we are now heading into the final level. So the final level is basically going to bring together all the gimmicks from the various stages. So we're going to have screen wrapping, we'll have line flipping, we'll have scrolling rooms, we'll have it all. So it can be very challenging. There's some very tight cycles. Like that yes cycle can be pretty mean sometimes, and a lot of bouncing, as you can see. Here's the breadstick room, as everyone knows.
Heck yeah, breadsticks.
Breadsticks, my bad.
No, I just love breadsticks. Is what I meant.
And yeah, so both runners making their way through. Oh, little death there from Crime.
Bad death, but I got breadsticks, so.
Got breadsticks, so that's
Very
good.
nice.
Everyone loves a good breadstick.
Very nice, very nice.
Garlic breadsticks, please.
So Indy has destabilized the dimension and is making their way backwards. This time slip is infamous for killing runs. Got through it, no problem. It looks simple, but with the conveyor belt combined with the cycle, it can actually be really nasty. We're coming up on the end here pretty quickly, actually. There's just a little
that's
odd little
rough.
death there from Dylan.
That just killed my chance of PBing, by the way.
Oh no!
Were you about to PB?
I was. That just ruined
Wow.
it. That's rough.
Crazy. Oh. Yeah, once you start getting on the higher end of this, even one or two deaths where you don't mean to can completely ruin your run. I think the world
Trying
records
not to
don't have
panic.
any extra deaths at all. You got this, Crime.
Panicking in the panic room. Let's go.
And it's getting the last shiny trinket and flying up into space. Time for Indy's coming up very, very soon. And time.
Oops.
It's time for Indy. So Crime was right behind. This was so close. This was so
We were
close.
very,
Crime
very
coming
close
in the
again.
last room. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh geez. These two have been racing each other for months and months and months. One
Yes.
of the longest running competitions in all of speedrunning that I'm aware of. And
That's good.
it's so fun to see you guys. It's so close every time.
Yeah.
I know you're going to come back and you're going to annihilate them in a marathon one of these days.
Honestly,
But-
I think this is the best time I've had in a marathon.
Yeah, same with me.
So
This is my
like,
second best run ever. I got very
Yeah.
lucky.
Wow.
I got extremely lucky.
That's amazing.
Wow, yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
But yeah, this game is awesome. You should try it out. It is great whether you're speedrunning it or playing it casually. I highly recommend it. Great soundtrack, really fun to puzzle solve and figure out how to solve rooms. But yeah, thank you so much for having us on. It's really awesome to be able to race this at GDQ.
Yeah, this rules.
On Hotfix. But I want to show everyone very quickly as we go through this the reason why this game is adorable. There's like so much going on with lore in this game. There's an entire love story happening. There's all sorts of things going on behind the scenes that you can read off of monitors in the game. At the end, when you complete it, you get this really, really cute and awesome photo of the entire crew back together, playing some really great jams. Rocking out.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. If you have the Switch version, it's actually even cuter.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
They're kind of like little chibi characters almost in the Switch version. It's super
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm Metroid Crime. You can find me twitch.tv/Metroid Crime. I'm streaming all the time, playing speedrunning, doing speedrunning, mostly this game. Indy?
Yeah, I'm IndyVillain. You can find me at IndyVillain on basically every social media. And I also work behind the scenes with Lady Arcaders, which, check that out if you haven't heard of that. How about you, March?
And yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/March_TV. I also do speedrunning, various games. And yeah, thank you guys so much for having me on and to do commentary again for y'all. And GG's to both runners. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks. And thanks for coming back on with us.
My pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great race. Y'all did, everybody did, awesome. So thank you all so much for being on. We do have more runs coming up. So before we go to a quick break, just a quick reminder. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bitch cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support Games on Quick Hotfix. So if you like any of the content you're watching, if you like Legally Cute or any of our other reoccurring shows, please do consider subscribing. It really does help. With that said, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with the next run.